Greetings, friends, members of our dear, contaminated, and only spacecraft, which since the last time we met has turned 3 times on its imaginary axis and, of course, continues generating events en pleno desarrollo. In any case, turns are relative. Turns are political and geopolitical. As I said, there's a clear wish of confrontation between the U.S. administration and the Venezuela, Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. We know what the interests are and who allowed 7 and more bases to be established in their country. This is not even a judgment. It's a true verification of facts. Cuba has a wound in Guantanamo base, and some others accept 7 U.S. bases, and then they go more, and then they grant sovereignty. Today, President Maduro, who is Commander-in-Chief, made some statements in this weird ping-pong. Well, with Trump in the White House, things cannot be strange. U.S. imperialism, I think, that has unplugged things. Yesterday, I saw some declarations, statements made by Vice President Mike Pence about the Central American Migrant Caravan from Honduras towards the United States. The man even said that that caravan was financed by Venezuela, by President Nicolás Maduro, and that they pretend to test the U.S. security and defense. I don't know what for. Huge power I have in Central America, Mike Pence. If it weren't because an extremist said this, a crazy extremist like Mike Pence, and the danger of this for security, my personal security, that has been the subject of a public open attack, and the security of my country, you would just laugh about it. The first thing that makes you is to laugh. And the second one is concern because the imperialistic paranoia starts accusing President Maduro and Venezuela of everything that happens to them. Meanwhile, Mexico offers a plan to keep migrants that are aiming the United States in Mexico. Who is this mandate? Solidarity. This is Arriaga in Chiapas. Volunteers who receive food, fruit, water, shoes. Migrants collecting with a Honduran flag. These are the volunteers helping the migrants, and Javier de Cruz was talking. Germán Mejia, we know that if we give everything with love, they will cross in peace, and there would have been violence. I invite our other brothers and sisters to provide them with love, and they will go calmly. This was said by Francisco Javier de la Cruz. And in regards to Germán Mejia, there was also a testimony here. We're going on the other side, and not any people will do everything that Mexico is doing, especially the people, because we have been very well received everywhere we've gone. Enrique Peña Nieto, President of the Mexican Republic, in view of the situation, said, being in Mexico, they could receive medical attention and go to school. You will have a temporary official identification for any transaction you would like while you regularize your migration situation. That document will allow you to enter and leave shelters in Chiapas, and by incorporating to the plan, you will have access to a temporary employment plan. In Arriaga, Chiapas, Reuters information on the reality and this human drama. A Mexican resident. Two requirements. One, that you be in the states of Chiapas or Oaxaca, and two, that you and your relatives have request your refuge with the National Migration Institute. Mexico offered temporary documents, employments to registered migrants, and made efforts to stop the advancement of this caravan. Migrants promised to continue in spite of the Mexican offer. Others rejected openly. Caravan leader promised to continue doing what they were doing. Definitely, this is a mandate of Donald Trump. It's a mandate to stop this. It's more of the same: repress, contain migration. There's no solution there. We always walk peacefully, and we will continue. We urge the new government not to repress the people that are coming. They have international rights. And then in the city of Arriaga, what they call an adjustment station for migrants who ask for asylum and assistance to return to the countries of origin that they pretend with this solidarity. They give them good treatment, solidarity, information for those who pretend to continue north, which Trump and his groups don't want to even listen. We're leaving now. I am very tired. We don't have any money. We are very tired. If I was alone but with my family, I have a baby. San Pedro Sula's in Honduras, October 26, 2018. We remember San Pedro Sula when we covered conflicts in Central America. At least they are at peace now. They are a generous option of solidarity in Latin America and Caribbean. They are burying a migrant youngster who died during the caravan. Relatives mourn him. One of the organizers of the Central American caravan towards Mexico said on Friday that the group will continue with the plan in spite of the Mexican president's offer for asylum and offering temporary documents and jobs, and intensify the efforts for the advance towards the United States, which has infuriated Washington. This migrant never imagined it would be his last initiative. The Mexican police blocks the migrant caravan, and this is evident with the deployment of forces and repression groups for the case. Las Arenas Bridge, Chiapas State, Mexico. Mexican Police Commissioner Benjamin Grajeda declared. But there are different opinions. This is the police commissioner. The members of the caravan should abide by the offers of the President of the Republic to request refuge, have a place to sleep and eat. Their children may attend schools in a temporary program. We want every persons of the caravan to know these offers, to stop endangering their life. A migrant, Gerson Diaz, gives his testimony. The mission was to go north, but it is closed here. They don't want to let us pass, so we're not going to go back, but we want to be here and perhaps to see if we can pass. Perhaps because they say the mayor told them to let us pass. Perhaps they don't know what the mayor said. Migrant Caravan, mostly Central American people who are marching through Mexico, found the police in the state of Chiapas. And this was in the morning of Saturday, October 26th. Police blocked the highway and kept the caravan from continuing. They only wanted to pass. The mayor wanted to let them continue. Exhausted, the migrants stop in Oaxaca. Some clear solidarity. Food, toilets, hygiene. Women from Honduras declared until Tijuana, but we're going to stop. From here, from Tamaltepe, we'll go to another one, and then we go to Mexico City to talk with the consul and the Senate. We'd like to listen to their proposals, although we don't need any more proposals because we want to reach the north to improve our quality of life and our families' quality of life. Honduran migrant and mother. Medical attention has been lots of sun, children are dehydrated. But thank God we are receiving necessary support for our children to be okay. He has fever, vomit, and another Honduran man, Hector said, at least I'm at a refuge with my children because heat is hot. Water helps us continue. They've reached this, and they will continue. Hundreds of people stopped at the city, but the estimates of the total number are 1,700 to 3,500. Heat is high right now. The water is very good. This place is like a paradise. Immigrants include children that are examined by physicians. According to reports, many are suffering from diseases and fevers. Migrants confront the border between Guatemala and Mexico. This, of course, is closed. It creates emotional distress and aggression. Situation is evaluated from airplanes and evacuation of necessary cases. Volunteer firemen declared that they have transported people that were insulated. There was a person that was wounded in an unconfirmed case who died. People who are insulated and we transferred someone who wounded. They said that person died, but we haven't confirmed that. Mexican Minister of Foreign Affairs Alfonso Navarrete says violent situations occurred today in the border with Guatemala and reiterates that the only way to enter Mexico is by complying migration laws.
Navarrete de la Secretaría de Interior agregó.
Groups of people tried to enter national territory through the southern border. Specifically in the international bridge of Ciudad Hidalgo, Chiapas, from Guatemala, they broke the entrance gate and assaulted with rocks, bottles, and sticks to our migration officials who were unarmed. According to reports, the group opened a gate, and they said that security forces used gun bullets. The migrants continued to the north, Panatepec, Oaxaca. This is the Plaza Solidarity, giving food to the migrants. Coordinator of borderless people, who was helping the Migrant Caravan. We had held a session with the migrants. We created a security committee with 300 migrants to ensure security during their trip, to take care of ourselves orderly, and the committee will also take care of garbage and all that. Next testimony is a Honduran migrant, 23 years old, Ángela Alejandra Hernández. Children don't have another choice but to follow their parents. Not everybody wants to give testimonies. We suffer from fever, headaches, so we decided to continue. Since cameras were there, she put makeup. Another Honduran migrant, Douglas Oviedo, gave his testimony. We know there are still many days to go, but we will continue. We're all going to pass. We know we have many days of walking, discussing. We only want to be listened, so the people are aware of what the Central American people want. The people from Nicaragua, we are not looking for an American dream. We are looking for a world dream to help our relatives and everybody who is in our charge. Another Honduran migrant. I haven't seen my children for 6 years because I was deported unfairly, and I'm returning. Imagine with the situation, which is quite complex. We don't know what to do. Well, if he was deported before, it's going to be hard. Migrants continue through Mexico, mostly Central Americans. Migrants are waiting at the border because the United States says that there will not only be police but also military deployment. Customs and Border Protection Police in the Mexico-U.S. border. Police preparation exercises. Sending a dissuasive message through the cameras. We will wait for you like this. Groups of people, most Guatemalan, are waiting for under the bridge to ask for asylum in the United States. The environment is hot. They only come from those countries and territories where the United States was expanded. Mothers waiting for asylum applications. Like Brenda Gonzalez, who said, they didn't allow me to pass.
Oficiales de policías de aduana y protección de fronteras.
They told me I should wait in the queue. I will wait. I believe in God and I know He will help me. I lost the count, it's around 20 days, but I have known very good people who have helped me a lot. This is a general view of the border bridge, which has never had so many people and so much repression. Officials. Yes, troops at the Mexican border to wait the migrant caravan. Kevin Lennon, Chief of Customs and Border Protection, said, our message to the organizers and participants of this caravan is simple. As the President and Secretary Nielsen said, we will not allow large groups entering the United States in an unsafe and illegal way. For those who want to make a legitimate claim, the U.S. government has offered the Mexican government has offered them a job. You should go back home and ask for the corresponding visa at your point of origin. Air Force General Terrence G. North Command Commander, we have the authority granted by Secretary of Defense Mathis. The security is...
Sabemos que la seguridad fronteriza es seguridad nacional y el ejército de Estados Unidos avanzará.
The U.S. Army would advance with the capacity of strengthening the border. The Department of Defense has provided support to secure the border. Large amount of migrants form human chains to cross the river, the border of Guatemala and Mexico. They are lucky that the stream is not too strong. There hasn't been rain. Human chains crossing Suchate River, the natural border. He was threatened to death. We didn't have any money to pay a coyote, and we chose to follow the caravan. Our goal is to reach the United States to see, or otherwise to ask for asylum in other place.
Los coyotes a los que ella se refiere son los ilegales que saben cómo hacer pasar la frontera.
The coyotes she was talking about are those people who charge lots of money for crossing people through the border. I don't have money to pay a coyote, she said. We had a problem there, but we couldn't pass. I don't know why, because I guess they like to put us in danger, even children. Shoot. We're going to say how long it will take, what steps to do. Benavente migration official. There are three main groups moving northwards. Migrants continue traveling north through Mexico, Santiago Nitepec, state of Oaxaca. The general view of the church: we demand dignified transportation for each person. Place yourself on our shoes, each person who has been walking for hundreds of kilometers. Migrants linked to use the free call service. People who wait online. Free calls, at least to calm down those who were left behind. Honduran migrant. Yes, I've listened, and I've seen so many military, and they say they're going to put more, but our route is there. Mayor of Santiago Niltepec, Cruz Medina, said, you see, children and women, because we gave priority to them. We had to do it. Because children should be with their mothers, mothers should take care of them. That's why they were giving priority. We used this auditorium to work because the municipal palace was damaged by the earthquake. Migrants rest outside. The caravan, mainly composed by Central American migrants. Santiago Niltepec in the state of Oaxaca. These are today's images. They estimate that 2,000 children need urgent care. This is Santiago Niltepec, Oaxaca, last night. Before dawn. There are pregnant women too, and small children. A ombudsman of Oaxaca say many children are very sick. They have fever, respiratory problems, and are very sick. More than 500 are youth. This is not only a transportation problem. The Mexican states shall establish the model of care. Mainly children and teenagers emigrate with or without their families. Children in a caravan are vulnerable and must be protected, said Arturo Paiman, the Oaxaca ombudsman. In the mornings, children have acute respiratory disease, but in general census, we're talking about 2,000 children who are going in this caravan. 500 are very small. It's not only transportation, but the awareness of the dimension of the crisis we are confronting. It is very important that the Mexican state should foresee the intention, the care model for this population, especially children and teenagers. When migrants went on a truck, we saw a little girl that was among the adults with an expression of horror.
inicia campaña
A campaign
con inmigración y
starts
seguridad fronteriza.
with migration and border security.
5 semanas a partir de hoy.
5 weeks
Todos
from
estos
today,
avances
all
extraordinarios
of these
en juego,
extraordinary
están en juego. No estoy en la
progress
papeleta,
at stake.
pero de cierta manera voy a
I'm
estar en
not
la papeleta, así que
on
por favor vayan a votar. Tienen que ir a
the
votar.
polls, but please go and vote.
This will be an election.
Esta será una elección por el la caravana, la ley, el orden y el sentido común. Esto es lo que será.
This will be an election for the caravan, law and order.
Los demócratas se han convertido en una multitud enojada y desequilibrada, decidida a obtener el poder en cualquier modo necesario, y su voto de las elecciones decidirá.
Your vote will decide what party controls Congress.
Los demócratas quieren caravanas, les gustan las caravanas. Mucha gente dice, y me pregunto, ¿quién inició esa caravana? Los demócratas también
Democrats would also destroy health and provide free medical care to illegal migrants.
Entonces, si quieres apoyar a nuestras leyes y fronteras, nuestra forma de vida, debes votar por Scott
You should
Walker,
vote for Skold Water and Leah Bookmer.
Creo que lo mantendré un poco discreto esta elección. Me gusta jugar a que
I like
esta
to
elección, que vamos a coparla, ¿sabes? Creo que Blue
to
Wave
say that
se
we're
ha
going to
roto
cope this
rápidamente, se refería a
election.
un grupo opositor.
Blue Wave
Solo
has
falta una
been
semana para las
broken
elecciones
quickly.
parciales en el Congreso.
There's only
El presidente
1
Donald Trump
week
ha
left
atacado
for
a
the
los demócratas y ha
midterms, and
duplicado
President
las
Trump
promesas.
has duplied his
Russia
promises.
Today
Russia
dice,
Today
Trump
says
promete
Trump
acorralar a los
promises
migrantes de
to
caravana
fence the
en
migrants
ciudades
of
de
caravan
carpas.
in
Rubén
cities
Carceller
of tents.
suma las últimas entrevistas de Fox News.
The
El
last
presidente de
interviews
Estados
with
Unidos,
Fox
Donald Trump,
News,
compartió sus
Donald
planes
Trump
para
shared his
detener
plans
lo que
to
recientemente
stop
calificó como una
what he
invasión de migrantes
recently
centroamericanos.
called an invasion of Central American migrants.
Dieron a conocer hoy.
We will summarize what they said today,
Consiguen asilo, se
and
alargará el tema. Ahora, en una
the
entrevista
topic
de
will
Arba'een de Fox News, el
postpone.
secretario ha hablado de que podría esperarle a otras
In an
personas
interview
en el
with
futuro.
Laura Ingram, the president said that the U.S. government plans to create 10 cities for asylum applicants for them to wait for their hearings in those facilities. Let's see the video that comes with this news, which, as we say, is a courtesy of RT.
Hay que tener en cuenta que Trump promete acorralar a los inmigrantes.
Full of tents for migrants who arrive to the United States. The president said he will not spend money in building special structures for those who flee from violence and gangs. We're not going to install structures and spend hundreds of millions of dollars. We have tents. They were very nice, and they will wait there. U.S. President also promised that he would change the policy towards migrants who are expecting the decision on their status. He said that many times they don't appear to the hearings and that he plans to keep them in the tents. These measures will reduce flow drastically. Before, Washington deployed 5,000 officials at the border, including helicopters, special surveillance, night A new caravan of migrants is approaching Donald Trump's territory. This happened on Monday, where after having a fight on the border, northern border with Guatemala and police, and that they were stopped in the Xochiate River Bridge, Monday they went into the river to cross, and they did it. They are now in Mexico, and hundreds were long time in the river. There were many children and elder who were drowning, and the police who were around performed a great operative that did not allow them to pass, but after they saw that they were all united, they entered Mexican territory. After walking this border city called Ciudad Hidalgo, they decided to camp here in a park and continue their walking caravan to reach the first caravan that left some weeks ago, and that included 7,000 people. Nevertheless, in this road, they say the priority is the United States, but President Enrique Peña Nieto had offered temporary work visas in the states of Chiapas and Oaxaca. I interviewed some of them. In Mexico, we have suffered a lot. We just entered, but the police didn't allow us, so we did it by force. We came from Hondurans because of the president we have. That is garbage. Inside, when you're in migration, he just mistreats people. That's what they do. You have lunch at 2 and we starve. The goal of this is hundreds of migrants reaching U.S. land where President Donald Trump waits for them with around 5,000 officials. He mentioned that he will not let them pass because they are criminal and bad people. That's what he said. Nevertheless, these people say they are not that reality. They are good people who are leaving their countries because they have no option. They flee from violence and low wages. Nevertheless, their road will still be hard. Temperatures in this state are very high, around 33 degrees, wet and sunny. And this is what they had to confront with very few things in their hands. We can see around here that are drying their clothing because they crossed the river some hours ago. They are also drawing their documents, their immunization cards, birth certificates. All these are unique pieces. There's a few things they brought from their countries of origin. They don't bring much money, water, or food. This is a road they are seeking to have a better life.
Buena nota de RT como de costumbre desde el lugar de los acontecimientos.
This was a note by RT. We remind you that en desarrollo, en pleno desarrollo are copyrights in this program. The caravan is a great topic. According to Nicola Hadwa, Hispan TV, the United States plans to separate the migrants' family. Donald Trump's policy could include a new separation of families, as alerted by an analyst. The United States, we can expect anything. It is a power that is not interested in human rights or the lives of children or anybody. So they are able to kill half of a country if they need to rob any resources. This was warned by analyst Nicola Hadwa in an interview with Hispan TV. He was alerting possible separation of families at the arrival of around 7,000 people in the caravan. Something that already happened in the middle of the year when many families were separated on the border. He is referring to the arrest of around 2,000 migrant children. The border patrols of the U.S. took away from their families when they tried to enter without papers from Mexico to the United States. The United States has impoverished other peoples of Latin America by taking away its resources. The idea is putting children in cages. You have given a poor image of Washington. The caravan has left for several weeks. Nicola Hadwa, international analyst from Chile. Thank you, Nicola, for your contact with Hispan TV. Thank you. The United Nations talked about more than 7,000 the number of persons in this caravan, on which 2,000 children are exposed to dehydration and other problems, besides the long-lasting consequences of separation of the families. Could this occur again at the Mexico-U.S. border? The United States is fighting against us, and we can expect anything from them. The United States is a power that is absolutely not interested in human rights, the lives of children, or anybody. They are able to have a country if they need to rob any resource. We saw they were able of separating children from their families and jail them. That is a monstrous thing. I think that the United States somehow has to weigh the damage to its international image, which, by the way, is a very poor image, but is increasingly worse with Donald Trump in office. Nicola, thinking of what could happen, what does the caravan expect at the border? Many are trying to do whatever. This is quite a complex fact. I have no doubt that Donald Trump's orders will be to shoot at people. This is a crazy thing that they always do. We must ask ourselves why this happens. And it happens because in colonial times, the Europeans that came to Latin America robbed Latin America and impoverished it. And later, U.S. imperialism continued robbing Latin American resources and keeps these population from having possibilities, not even to support their families. What happens in Latin America is a result of colonialism with the United States at the head, which is the power that has impoverished all the people of Latin America by robbing their resources. They are the main guilty. We doubt these people can. Right. They should. They are financing the U.S. corporations. We will keep in contact. Thank you. Lies and threats by Trump on Migrant Caravan. The entire world is, this is from Hispan TV, is enraged because of Trump's naming the caravan as a group of criminals. Donald Trump discussed with the military leaders in the Pentagon on the options to reinforce the border in Mexico in view of the arrival of migrants and warned that they will not be allowed to enter. The President has also rejected the exodus of families and called them criminals. This expert in migration laws warns that the actions of the federal government are unconstitutional. Remember what we said about Trump when he won. He was going to be like a donkey in a crystal shop. The mission of the people has been advising the border officials, and one of the lies of Trump is to say that the caravan has 10,000 migrants, and that people from Mara Salvatrucha and the people from the Middle East and terrorists are traveling with them, a theory that has not presented any proof. Mara Salvatrucha are those groups of criminal groups, very aggressive. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence said that he had talked to the Juan Orlando Hernandez, Honduran president, and he said that the caravan had been organized by leftists financed by Venezuela, according to Orbach from California. From RT, we have the following. Trump announces his plans to revoke citizen by birth, what we feared. Children born in the United States will not necessarily have the U.S. citizenship, because as of that, he doesn't say this, they could claim their parents through lawyers, and the United States will be obliged to sustain these people. This was an exclusive interview on HBO where the president revealed he plans to sign an executive order that eliminates U.S. citizenship for U.S.-born babies if their parents are not immigrants or are not legal. It is the last statement made by Trump before the midterm elections that will determine the control of Congress. The White House announced that it would send 5,500 soldiers to the border with Mexico to avoid the entrance of the Central American Caravan to the United States. Migrants en route towards the United States tried to cross the Suchate River in Guatemala October 28th. Our president declared he wanted to revoke the constitutional right to citizenship by birth through an executive order. Elena Villar expands this news. What else did the president say? The announcement was made during an interview with HBO. U.S. President said he wants to revoke citizenship by birth to eliminate the right to U.S. nationality to babies if their parents are not citizens or illegal migrants. Donald Trump says he can do it through executive order without passing by Congress. You can definitely do it through a Congress law, but they're telling me that I can do it with an executive order. Well, this is ridiculous. This is the only country where someone has a child here, and that child will be a U.S. citizen for 85 years with all benefits. This is ridiculous. That has to end. We must say that one thing is what the president says publicly and another what happens in practice. The truth is that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution says exactly all people born or naturalized in the United States and subject to their jurisdiction are citizens of the United States and the country it takes for it. Another argument used by the president has been that the United States is the only country where this happens, which is a lie, incorrect. It happens in many of the states of the world. It reaches 1 week before the midterm elections in an environment full of migration rhetoric. On Monday, the White House announced sending more than 5,500 soldiers to keep people from entering. Donald Trump has qualified it as an expansion. We're going to build tent cities. We're not going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars in buildings. They would be very nice. If you don't have it, We will have to.
Además, ha asegurado que los solicitantes de asilo serán encarcelados hasta que un
And they will
tribunal
be
se
arrested
pronuncie
until a
sobre su situación.
court
Actualmente,
will
este
issue
proceso
an
puede
opinion.
durar años. Por
This
si no quedaba
process
lo
could take
suficientemente
years.
claro, Trump también ha
And if this
explicado
is
que si
not
hasta
clear
ahora lo que
enough,
se
Trump
hacía
has
era
explained that
aprehenderlos
until
para más
now,
tarde soltarles,
they
su intención ahora es no dejarles en libertad. Dice
took
que
them
así
in just
habrá
to
menos
investigate
personas que
them, but
intentarán
now
cruzar ilegalmente a Estados Unidos.
they are
Bueno, pues ya estaremos escuchando las
clandestine.
voces, obviamente
We
a
will be
nivel
listening international
internacional de estas
voices
futuras
of
acciones,
these
donde quedan
future
los derechos humanos
actions.
y demás. Yo
Where
le
are
agradezco
human
mucho,
rights, etc. Thank you very much, Elena.
Situación en todos los medios.
Terrible situation in the media.
¿Cómo van las intenciones de voto? Los demócratas,
Vote intentions, Democrats 49.5, Republicans 41.9.
49 demócratas, 41 republicanos. La intención de voto, generic ballot.
Vote intention, generic ballot, is a question if you would vote for Democrats or Republicans in midterm elections in November. This has been a good indicator traditionally for Congress elections, especially House of Representatives, the low house.
In
the Senate, next elections in November, a total of 35 senators will be elected, a little over a third of the Senate. This map shows the states that have elections for senators and the party that apparently seems as the favorite. Democrats would have 44 and Republicans 50. People are still rightwards. Democrat representatives 205, Republicans 199. And here you have the graph of the survey. 44 Democrats in blue, Republicans in red 50. Which is the party that is the favorite. It is clear regarding surveys. On the other hand, Democrats in the House of Representatives have 205 seats and Republicans 199. Chamber of Representatives will be fully elected and has 435 seats and will be elected and renewed completely the next November 6th. At this time, the Republican Party is taking the lead with 238 representatives versus Democrats 192. State governors, Democrats have 19 and Democrats 23. Of the 50, the Republican Party controls 33 governor's office and Democrats 16. And one, the state of Alaska has an independent government. Governors will also be elected in November, 36 states. In another news of Hispan TV, in Arba'een, they celebrate 40 days of the murder of Imam Hussein. Thousands of Muslim pilgrims have met in the saint city of Karbala, Iraq, to celebrate the day of Arba'een, the martyr of Imam Hussein. Days before this sad date, Karbala had been receiving millions of Muslims around the world to celebrate the day 40 after. It is the largest religious annual congregation on the planet. Dressed in black, they shout and hit themselves as a proof of their loyalty that together with other 72 people found the death for refusing abiding to Khalifa Yazid in the 7th century. Muslims, mostly Shiite, are commemorating this terrible day from Ashura Day, 10th day of Muharram month, that marks the martyr of the third Shiite Imam. In this, around the celebration of Arba'een, this is a video and news of these media. from Hispan TV. This is an impressive demonstration of faith in this style.
Sino de todas las etnias y religiones se encuentran cada año en la gran marcha de la unidad de Arba'een, ya que el Imam Hussein es el símbolo de la resistencia y de la
Imam Hussein is the symbol of resistance and struggle of good against evil for the 20 million of pilgrims that are participating in this memorable ceremony. It's unimaginable for somebody from Argentina to see so many people together going to the same place. This would be chaotic in other places. This could be uncontrollable, but here it is perfect. The people is solidary with the other one and feels, you can feel the love to Hussein and a spiritual road of the people. Although 14 centuries have elapsed since the day, they have not forgotten it, and the efforts of despotic governments who wish to oppress this pilgrimage to Karbala for centuries were unsuccessful for this region. Their message to resistance and keep purity is eternal, and it is still present now. Dossier, Hispan TV. This is one of the impressive proof of faith. When you see, and throughout our long career as correspondent, we can see how they take blood out in some cases. This is not generalized, but it seems a demonstration of the depth of faith. And this kind of thing is not strange in the story of Christianism. This is why flagellations are what they are. Wherever you are on the other side of the screen, thank you very much for being here with you. From Studio 3 of Venezolana de Televisión, VTV, official chain of Venezuelan state. Dossier ends here. This was Walter Martínez, producer and conductor.